Alright, we are back with more Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy. Yeah, I'm already kinda ready to be done with the island, but we've barely started the island, so let's get into it so we can get over with the island faster. Let's just get into things. Oh, my back's a bit out of whack today. Oh, Jesus. Oh, don't knock over the bottle, the water. The market stalls of San Griot are full of egg-like craft items known as POPONOS. Oh, there's an accent. I don't have an accent on my keyboard, so I couldn't have done that, but fuck. Well, as our heroes make their way around the island, they are shocked by the number of POPONOS. Will they ever find the real egg? I have not seen the trailer. I will have to check out the trailer after the stream. Hey, what's up? We're looking for an egg. Traditional POPONO cakes, selling like hotcakes, only twice as fast. It smells good. Oh, hola! Care to taste one of the finest POPONO cakes in the whole of San Griot? Just one bite and your mind will be taken back to the happiest days of your life. Oh, go on. You've tempted me. You know, it's even better if you savor the taste along with a puzzle. Hypocrite, but yes, go tell her she should sleep. Oh shit, wait, yeah, because we're not doing the islands in order, the puzzles are all gonna be out of order as well. That's gonna be, bit weird. In your ice cream shop, you overhear a fussy Fernando mumbling to himself. Can you make him the ice cream cone he wants? I don't want either of the flavors on the ends of the I don't want either of the flavors on the ends at the bottom of the cone. Oh, okay, so not A or E not A or E on top or bottom. Okay. I mean, not A or E on the bottom. Okay. Is C chocolate? I hate chocolate. In the middle, I want one that's second from one of the ends. Okay. B is vanilla. I prefer one of the ice creams next to that to be on top. Okay. D is pistachio flavor. That's definitely not going in the middle. Well, damn, that is a bit particular, isn't it? But it's one of these. She's hosting a different. Okay. Well, it's fine either way. You were looking out for her, and that's what matters. Okay. B is vanilla. I prefer one of the ice creams next to that to be on top, but he hates chocolate, so that means strawberries gotta be on top. Okay. If E's gonna be anywhere, it's gonna be in the middle, but let's hold off on that. How do you not fancy? I'm fine with chocolate. It kind of depends. It kind of depends what kind, but most of the time I'm fine with it. Yeah. Don't hate it. Don't love it. Somewhere in the middle for me. I prefer one of the ice creams next to that to be on top. Okay. Alright. In the middle, I want one that's second from one of the ends. Well, this is second from one of the ends. D is pistachio. It's definitely not going in the middle, but he didn't discount it. And E's not going on the bottom, so maybe. Yeah, chocolate's pretty good.
Okay, Emmy, time to shine.
Boing.
Bring on the next one.
There we go. Ice cold. The only ice cream that satisfies hard to please Harry. Is his name Fernando or Harry? Make up your mind. My homemade recipe is getting very popular with the tourists these days. Did you know they even squeezed an article about it into an edition of the World Times? That's impressive. How did you know those ingredients would turn into such delicious cake? Oh, I didn't work it out. No, it was my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother on my father's side. Our family has been following the POPONO tradition for many generations now. One day when I get married and have kids, I'm going to teach them all about it. That's quite a lengthy history. Yep, we got it all written down in a book, you know. What's it called again? Ah, see, From Noponyo to Poponyo. It tells you everything you need to know about the history of Poponyos. A great read. It is a real bestseller, by which I mean it sold really well, by which I mean it's completely sold out. But you've read it, right? So you must be able to tell us whether there are any Azran ruins on this island. Ruins? No, sorry, I don't remember any mention of ruins in our history. Nothing at all? Oh, now I feel terrible. I'm so sorry. The Popono's tradition is supposed to spread love and happiness to all. Maybe you could try the archipelago to the south? Oh, thank you, but that won't help us. On the bright side, that cake really hit the spot. Gracias. Drop by whenever you'd like more. I must admit, I really hadn't expected the Popono to have such a detailed history. But Professor, that history is just making it more difficult to find the real egg. We'll find it, Emmy. Don't worry. Quite right, Aurora. Pessimism will get us nowhere. Besides, our investigation has only just begun. We still have the day ahead of us and much information to gather. I hope we can stop for cake at some point. Of course. Standard procedure. They already reached their funding in 3 hours. That's fair. You know what else reached its funding in about 3 or so hours? Ukulele. I'm just fucking around. Good for Crowsworn? Is that what it's called? Good for them. I'll have to look into it and see if I can fund it later. You know, Professor, I'm always grateful for these signposts. I don't much care for getting lost. Nor I, but as you can see in this puzzle, some signposts aren't always particularly helpful. Boing! This couple have gone out for a walk in the woods, but they've managed to get lost somewhere along the way. They find the signpost, but it's so old and weather-beaten. All the pieces that used to form the arrow have fallen off, and it's become impossible to read. Pieces of the broken sign can be found on the ground around it, though. Do you think you can help the couple put the pieces back on the sign so they can work out where to go? Yeah, I mean, I'm not dissing them or anything. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna be cautious. I'm gonna. How much longer is the Kickstarter gonna be up? Does it say like how much more time it's gonna be around, or? I mean, they usually do. Normally a month. Yeah, that checks out. I believe this piece. Can these? Oh no, they can rotate. Oh god, that's gonna be wild. Oh no. Can this go in there? It's a bit short. Maybe this one then. Bum 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 bum. And there's that arrow right. There's this little arrow hole right here. So maybe that can go here. Okay. Yeah. Probably move that as well. This also needs a thing. So maybe that. I said maybe. No, wait. No, that goes off the. That goes a bit off the side. Wait. If I rotate it though. Yeah. Okay. I mean, really, the only Kickstarter I have backed is was Yuka, but that was because again, I didn't know at the time it was gonna be just kind of there. If I knew about Hollow Knight earlier, I definitely would have backed that though, because they deserve all the fucking money. Is that it? Is that the puzzle?
This was quite the conundrum.
Yeah, there it is.
And there we have it.
The exposed part of the signboard got a bit faded by the sun. If they take a look at this junction, they should be able to make it out of the forest. Alright. Getting lost would now appear to be a thing of the past. Yeah, we did it. Okay. Anywhere else? Anything else around here? Oh. Yo, eat the fucking durian? Is that a durian? Or is that a fucking Popono? Oh, wait, I saw something. Bashful sunflower. Alright, looks like we're good here. Let's move about. You. Not today. Hello.
Hey guys, what's with those long faces?
What? My face is not long.
That's so. Well, looks pretty long to me. Maybe it's these sunglasses. I don't know.
Come to think of it, we have been so preoccupied with our inquiries, but we haven't even had a proper meal. I'm surprised Luke hasn't been reminding us every step of the way, especially with all the talk of eggs. Perhaps we should take a moment to rest and get our energy back.
Did you just say you're running inquiries? No way! What's the occasion? No, wait. None of my business, right? But hey, if you would like a helping hand, just give your Uncle Bud a shout. If there's something you need to know about the island or anyone on it, I can give you the info you're looking for. I guarantee it.
Well, this all sounds very generous, Bud, but I have a sneaking suspicion that you would like us to do you a favor in return.
What can I say? I'm an open book. Turn to page 32 and bam! Look, it's that puzzle I need help with.
Whoop! 200k they had a boss rush. Oh boy. A boatload of trouble. A boat builder has received an urgent request for 6 boats, each of which will require 10 logs to build. The boat builder heads down to the timber merchant, only to find that he must buy his logs 4 adjacent pallets at a time, and that the pallets don't have a set number of logs. Can you help the poor boat builder by dividing the timber into 6 4-pallet loads, each containing 10 logs? Let's see if it has to be 10. Here's 10 right here. 1, 3. That's 9. 10. All right, there's another one. Is this another one? Yep, that's another 10. And another 10. 3, 6, and another 10. That's it. It's easy. Fucking simple.
Let's shed some light on this one.
Got him.
Excellent, if I do say so myself.
Crafty. Without those boats, the merchant's profits would have taken a real dive. Well, there's one merchant I'd be fine with that for.
Not bad, sport. Well, I'm a man of my own word. I'll see you over at Bud's Bar and Grill. There'll be a round of lemonade waiting for you, ice cold and on the house.
Oh. Oh, funny little bridge. Oh, we can cross now. An open invitation, if ever there was one, shall we? Oh boy, we going on the bridge. Can I just click it though? No. Is there anything on the bridge I can get coins for? No, but there's this I can get a coin for. Oh!
Isn't it odd how they squeeze so many boats into such a narrow waterway? We've got boats in my hometown as well, Aurora. That's why I learned this cracking boat puzzle. Why don't you give it a try?
Sure thing. Whoop, whoop, whoop. A trio of trouble. A set of triplets who are friends of yours have invited you to join them for a day of boating on the lake. The 3 of them are identical, so you thought you'd be able to spot them all straight away, but there's just one. There's one you just can't find. He must be hiding on one of the boats. But which one? Check the 3 boats that contain the triplets. Unfortunately, it looks like Mr. Super Monkey Ball does not have a twin. That's unfortunate. Wait, no, don't go off screen. I can't make observations. Damn it. Okay, they're back. They're back. Maybe it's in 6, lying down. I'd say in 5, but she seems to be leaning over, which means, you know. I don't think I'd be very comfortable if somebody was hiding in the boat there. I think it's definitely got something to do with, like, the boat being, with, like, one of them hiding in the boat. But really, there's only 2 other ones I can see that are, like, twins, which would mean...
I'm fairly sure about this.
Got him. Aw, she's adorable.
Oh, I did it.
Whoop. That's right, your friends are in boats 2, 3, and 6, with the little rascal number 6 hiding in the bottom of the boat. Look at how low the boat is in the water, and it'll be obvious it contains 2 people. Oh, yes, the depth of the boat. It definitely wasn't me looking at the way somebody's legs were positioned in a different boat.
Talking about boats reminds me of Cod and how we had to hop from boat to boat across that lake to get away from Targent. That was pretty tense, wasn't it? Yes, it was. I think once everything has calmed down, I would like to ride in the boat properly.
That's fair, that's fair. Oh. Boing. Hey, bud, how you do? I don't like this. It is not cute, it's... Ugh. Don't like the look of that Poponio. I'm gonna look at your ceiling fan, so I don't have to look at it anymore. Yo, eat the lobster! Oh. Bird. Oh. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
First things first, a sunny welcome to Sangrio, the island of the Harmony Ring.
Harmony Ring? What's that?
You don't know? Great, I love telling this one. So the Poponio, right? That's what they call the bringer of happiness.
I'm sorry, but before we start, may I ask how it was that Poponios rose to such immense popularity?
You mean, you want to know how they became so popular? That you may, sir. The Poponios you see are models based on an ancient artifact. You might say it's the one true Poponio.
That's gotta be the egg!
And where was this artifact unearthed?
It was found in a cave at the far side of the island. The entrance only shows up a couple times a year when the tide's especially low. But I know what you're thinking. Don't go risking your lives now, guys. Everything worth taking's already been taken. So my hunch that you're after Poponio numero uno is right, right?
Right!
Well, if you really, really want it, you're gonna have to play by the rules. See, as it happens, there's someone on this island who's got the true Poponio. Here's the catch. No one knows who. It's a very special Sangrio tradition. It gets passed around the island, spreading more and more happiness as it goes. If you haven't guessed yet, that's why we call it the Harmony Ring. See? Everything comes back full circle.
So does that mean there's a chance that someone might give it to us?
Sure is, buddy, but people don't just go passing it around to the first person they see. The whole thing follows a pattern.
Which would mean that learning this pattern might allow us to intercept the exchange and acquire the true Poponio.
Correctamundo! It even found its way to me at one point.
What, really? Who'd you give it to?
And steady on there, kiddo. First rule of the Harmony Ring, you don't give names.
So you're saying we'll have to work it out through logic. Intriguing.
You know what? I'm a nice guy. Let me give you a little tip. The person who gave me the Poponio was a customer here. And that's all I'm saying. The rest is up to you.
But no one seemed to know about the true Poponio when we asked them.
Well, maybe you're going about it the wrong way, Buster. Tell them you're looking for harmony. That'll help loosen a few tongues.
I see, so the Harmony Ring uses a sort of code.
This is getting exciting. Can we start now, Professor?
Yes, I think we've rested sufficiently. It's time to resume our investigation. Alright, let's go.
Oh, it's you two again.
Hey, you know how the boss wanted us to get our hands on all the Azran eggs? Well, I think we're gonna need a bigger bag.
Bishop, they're clearly fake.
Yeah, most of them probably, but how do you know the real one's not mixed in there?
Even so, swapping them up with a massive bag won't help us find the real one quicker. We have no way of knowing when the real one was in the bag. No, we're gonna have to check them all one at a time.
Oh, right, I suppose that makes sense. This egg's fake, that one's fake, and that egg's wearing a top hat, so it's gotta be fake.
What, an egg with a top hat? Hello again, gentlemen.
Oh, not you again.
We know you're after the eggs. You won't be getting your hands on this one.
Yeah, and when you find it, you have no chance of catching us. I won the egg and spoon race at our school sports day 5 years in a row. No one runs with eggs like I do.
What did you see on Twitter? That's the question.
Bishop, wait a minute.
Good grief. A mismatched duo if ever there was one.
Well, Professor, I'd say the race is on to see who can find the egg first.
Yes, but in order to do so, we need to gather clues from the people of Sangrio. Putting the server in tag to. Oh no. What is it? Oh shit. Yo, Goral. I'm gonna read more Chainsaw Man, I think, tonight. I know I keep saying I need to get back to Dorohedoro, but I'm just into Chainsaw Man now. It's a good read. Fortunately, it doesn't take long to travel the breadth of the island.
Right, and we might even bump into the person who's carrying it on the way.
Boink. Alright, but which way should we go is the thing. Hey! And stretch, 1, 2, 3, hold, 1, 2, 3.
Hello there.
Javier? I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's a J with a huh sound or a J with a just sound. I'm gonna say Javier. That's a good compromise. No, it isn't. It's awful. Oh, hola, chicas. Glad I could help. So, did you find the Popano you were looking for then, or at least a little harmony? Javier.
Harmony? Saying that word would suggest you've received the one true Popano.
I suppose you could say that. Okay then, let Javier tell you at Chicas a thing or two. I only ended up with it by chance, you know. Right place at the right time. This lady who'd only just settled down here gave it to me. Can you believe that? I guess when you're local, you're local. You know, happiness always seems to find its way to me. Maybe because I'm such an approachable guy.
Whoa, slow down. So, you got the Popano from a woman. Anything else?
Time out. If you want to get anything more out of old Javier, you're gonna have to work out.
Work out what? I think he's asking us to do some exercise.
Muy bien. Here's what you have to do. Ah, brain exercise. I see. Nose to nose. It's another full house down at the Sea Lions show, but something's gone wrong. The Sea Lions are all juggling the wrong balls. The Sea Lions' bows show which ball they should have, and it's up to you to get each ball to its rightful nose. Bear in mind, Sea Lions can't pass the balls very far. Looking at the touchscreen, you only move the ball adjacent to the Sea Lion. The next one along from that. Okay. Like jalapeno, yeah. Okay. Ballin', but at what cost? Wait, no. Oh shit, we have limited moves too. I didn't even realize until now. God. I don't know. Jeez. What's the rules for movement? You can only jump a ball 1 over or 2 over. Any further won't work. I think this has definitely got to be my first move. Wait. Let's go.
This is how it's done. Good stuff.
Sealed it. Whew, that was bound to be confusing. Still, at least the crowd is satisfied. Hey there, how was that? Do you feel mentally challenged and ready for anything?
We feel ready for you to tell us about the true Popano.
Just straight to the point, eh? Okay, well, I gave it to a señorita who runs a stall. She looked about my daughter's age. She offered me a deal, 2 for the price of 1 on her Popano kicks. A deal like that would swing it for anyone.
You didn't think of giving it to your daughter instead?
Claro que no, because then she'd probably pass it on to some muchacho. With her luck, he'd be a lazy, no-good, down-and-out bachelor boy. My wife would kill me if I let our baby girl get mixed up with a guy like that.
So you're saying girls pass the Popano on to boys?
Oh, I'd better watch my mouth there. Well, time to get into my daily routine. It's another 500 stretches to do before dinner. Stretch, 1, 2, 3. Well, I think we have, I think that's a lead. Maybe. Oh, hello. What have you found, Aurora?
It's a puzzle? Why is there a puzzle here?
What kind of puzzle? Puzzle number 60, apparently. But oh, motherfucker! Oh, son of a bitch. Layton is taking a liking to this somewhat creative approach to crossing the lake and needs your help so he can do it again. Each boat travels in a fixed direction and at fixed speed. Same as before. Okay. Can somebody pass a boat to me? Boop. And jump over there. Bum, 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 bum. Come on. Yeah! If I know my sequel puzzles, and I think I know them, maybe loop around. Just keep going around in circles, Perry. You'll get it eventually. Come on, come on, damn it! Ah! I need any sort of win here. Come on. Oop. Come on. Come on. I think this one is that bad, actually. Maybe. God, fucking. Oh. Oh. I can just jump from there. Move to the right. Bow, bow. Didn't miss a very important Popano, did I? Not yet. We're back on the fucking boat again. Well, actually, technically, Rubbish did miss some Popano lore, but you know, none of us really give a shit about the lore, so we haven't been chronologing. We haven't been taking note of it. I mean, to be fair, I don't care either. Oh, hey, I think I got it.
Let's try this.
Got it.
Puzzles are a tonic for the mind.
Crossing that lake was no problem. Money may not grow on trees, but it appears that puzzles do.
They do? I suppose it makes more sense than somebody climbing up there and hiding one.
Aurora. Yeah. Well. Banana. You. Whew, I think we got more than enough of these Poponos now. Any more and they might weigh down the airship. I knew you'd eventually come around to the idea of just grabbing as many as possible. I still have my doubts. So to say every one of them is just a souvenir.
Oh, lighten up, Rook. With this many eggs, how can we not have the real one? Poponio! Power! I still can't believe that woman at the hotel tried to fob that cheap imitation off on us. Who does she think we are?
I'm thinking maybe she was a decoy sent by the boss to test us. In which case, it's a good thing we didn't take the bait.
There must be a reason that our civilization left the eggs for you, but this cannot be it. Still, this ritual seems to bring these people happiness, even if I don't understand why. Happiness comes in all sorts of forms. This Poponio tradition is just one of them. Oh, I see. But aren't we going to take that away from these people?
Well, perhaps we will need to be upfront about it with them. It may be the best way to avoid causing undue upset.
I wish we could find them something else to make them happy. Don't get yourself down, Aurora. You've seen how cheerful these people are. They may not even mind. Come on, we better get a move on.
Aurora is a pure soul. Hey, how's it going?
Hello again, mes amis. Are you staying at the Hilltop Hotel? You are such lucky things. I've always wondered what it feels like to be a tourist in the place where you live, but the chance has never presented itself. Oh well, c'est la vie.
Oh, I'm certain you will get your chance one day, Martine. Then you can have that experience the island is famous for. Its blissful sense of harmony.
Ding!
He just winks.
Ah, harmony. There's such a beautiful ring to it. You've heard of it then, no? When I first came to Sangrio, I tried my hardest to become part of the ring. I spent many sleepless nights trying to work out who had the true Poponio. Imagine my shock when I discovered the person who held it was the man I had fallen head over heels for. And he surprised me yet again by asking me to marry him. But instead of a ring, he proposed with a Poponio.
Damn, that's crazy. That is a delightful story. I'm very pleased for the both of you.
I knew we did not need it for us to be happy, so before the wedding, I passed it on to continue the cycle. I gave it to a very entertaining married man who thought fondly of his daughter.
Is the true Poponio always passed on within a relatively short space of time? Listen, I know when I'm beat. I didn't take French class. I took Spanish when I was in middle school. And I still suck at Spanish too.
I hear it is bad luck to hold on to it. I would not want to risk jinxing the bond between me and mon mari magnifique. I don't understand.
She's referring to her husband.
Who else? You are still a little bud, but one day your fleur de mar will bloom, and you will see what I mean.
Well, we still gotta figure out who's got the egg around here. Brr. We haven't gone to the hotel yet. So let's... Hey, it's not Grosky. Well, yes, Grosky. Grosky's sibling, but I was gonna say Grosky's wife, but no, it's Chelmy's wife.
Cool. If I didn't know that was an aquarium, I'd swear we were under the sea.
They've done an excellent job replicating a marine environment. The imitation corals are elaborately designed.
Oh, and that sofa! It looks really inviting. You mind if I go for a quick nap, Professor? What is the purpose of furnishing a hotel with such elaborate decor when its primary purpose is for sleep?
Exquisite aesthetics have a relaxing effect on the mind. You might say hotels soothe you both mentally and physically.
I understand, I think.
I mean, the song is nice. Too bad the rest of the area is just kind of here. Hey, if you headcanon it that character just speaks like really, just mispronounces French horribly, it becomes a lot less painful. I'm just saying. Anyway, hi.
Well, hello there, Flower. Welcome to the Hilltop Hotel, Sangrio. Are you looking to stay the night?
Her face looks like an emoji.
I'm afraid we're fully booked. Well, except for our premium rooms, that is. But you need special tickets to stay in those.
Burrow, where's your damn nose?
You can use the reward points you get for your treasure hunting to get your hands on those tickets. So if you ever do get your hands on one, come back and I'll set you up with one of our most dazzling rooms. Okay, Pumpkin?
Okay. She does kind of have that look about her, doesn't she? Hey, Chelmy's wife.
Well, look who it is. We just can't stay away from each other, can we? Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again, Emily. Are you staying in this hotel? Why, of course. Though Chelm's being a right grumpy so-and-so at the moment, I suppose he wants to save money. But I want this trip to be something special. You just can't skip on these sorts of things.
I'm also, unfortunately, starting to notice a very inconsequential plot hole. It's so tiny, nobody else would really care but me. But isn't it implied that Luke doesn't know Chelmy in Curious Village? And yet, he's like, he sort of hears about him and sees him in the vacation type getup in this game. It's probably nothing. And you know, the memories of kids are pretty foggy. I would know. I don't remember much from my childhood, but
Oh, I wish you'd cheer up. You should be glad when they at least give you complimentary puzzles. Puzzles? Why are there puzzles? They're a mark of quality, my dear. Here, why don't you have a shot at one of them? Chelm certainly won't.
isn't it implied neither Layton? No, I think Layton would at least know him at this point. Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it seems like Layton's like pretty acquainted with Scotland Yard in this game, so I feel like he would know them at this. But I don't know. And also, yeah, his role is so minor that it doesn't really matter that much. Ladies A to D are on a 2-day holiday with gentlemen E to H. Each day, they visit a different tourist spot in male and female pairs. One day, A and E explore the jungle, B and F go to the prairie, C and G visit the seaside, and D and H enjoy the canyon. Next day, everybody chooses a different location with a different partner. B and E go to the seaside together, and C sets off to the canyon with someone. Where does G go, and with whom? Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so E. You also go with E the next day, so H. So that means C is off the table if we're going with somebody different. If we're trying to find who G goes with, and they went with C before. And also B is out of the question since they've been said to go with E. Okay. So we're looking for F and G right now, because whoever F goes with is who G isn't going with. Although this is the H from day one, so we still gotta look out for H. Bum 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 ba bum ba. If C goes to the canyon, then that means that it can't be H with her because they all go to different places. That means you have H on the second day. Wait, that means it's D, right? Okay, well, we still need to figure out where we're going. Where are we dropping? Not the canyon. Not the seaside. Where'd D go with the first day? The canyon. Okay. Yeah. Well, either way, it's not the canyon if it's with D. Okay. No, there's the seaside. Not the seaside. The jungle on the prairie. Where did G go to the first? G went to the seaside the first day. Okay. Well, A explored the jungle on the first day, and if they don't go to the same location twice, then I guess they're going to the prairie, which means that they're going to the jungle then, right? Right?
Here is my answer.
Okay.
I enjoyed that.
Picture perfect. G goes to the jungle with D. Let's hope that the monkey doesn't run off with his hat. Yo, monkey! Yo, monkey!
Jones might be a bit grumpy from the jet lag. I even went out of my way to give him a special gift, but he wasn't having it. Oh, it wouldn't happen to be the Ponyo from the Harmony Ring, would it? Yes, that's the one. I mentioned our honeymoon to a young lady selling cakes, and she popped it straight into my hand. We're trying to find it now. Do you know where it is? Oh, I'm so sorry, dear. I don't. If I'd known you'd wanted it, I'd been able to give it to any one of you. But I heard it's bad luck to hold on to it for too long, so I made sure to just pass it on quickly. I tried giving it to a couple of comedians who seemed to be frantically searching for it anyway, but they wouldn't listen to me. They just belted out some angry remarks and stormed off. What can I say? It's their loss. In the end, I gave it to somebody much nicer at lunchtime. He asked me, he was far more deserving of it than those two. So we'll have to keep searching. We talked to so many people now, but there's still no way to know where the egg could be. I think we're almost there, Luke. I say we just need one more piece of information, and then we'll be able to work it out. How are we gonna do that? Are we really so close to working it out? You just leave it to the professor's #1 assistant. I'll bet you anything you like I can solve this one. You're on, Emmy. If you can't solve it on your first try, you'll have to, treat me to an ice cream. Challenge accepted.
Oh boy, who's got the egg? We gotta find it. Blip. Hello? Knowing my luck, it's probably him. But let's talk to you first.
Hola, back for more cake? Don't be shy, there's always room for more. There's always more where that came from. Actually, this time we wanted to ask you about something else. About, Harmony? Ding!
just a wink every time.
Ah, vale, entiendo. So that's what you were looking for. So you know something. Claro que sí. I even had the troop upon you for a little while. Brilliant! Could you tell us anything about the person who gave it to you? Let's see. It was a regular customer at my stall. You say they were very fond of swimwear. You say you had it for a little while. You've already passed it on? I'm afraid so, but I can't tell you who to. Everything has to be by the book. But you know what? Since you're such lovely customers, I will tell you this. Someone who got married very recently.
We just came by someone who got married recently. She mentioned her husband loves my cakes too. Papanyo is as Papanyo does.
Aha! You said she and her, so you must have passed it on to a woman. Is it normal to pass an ancient relic around like a piece of gossip?
Well, if it's someone who's married, I think luckily it can't be Papanyo boy. Because he's just a lad.
I think we must have asked almost everyone who's had the egg recently, and we still have no idea. Speak for yourself. What? You've managed to work it out, Emmy? I think I've got the gist of it, yes.
As we were told initially, the ownership of the egg changes according to a pattern. If we lay out all the information we've gathered thus far in front of us, we should be able to construct the whole picture.
Really? I just can't make head nor tail of it, Professor.
All will become clear in due time, but first, let's head back to the marketplace. Okie dokie then. Now, from what we've learnt by speaking to the different people on this island, that we were able to glean a few key facts. Let's lay out the information and work the rules concerning how the egg is passed around.
Do we really have enough information?
Of course. Think back, Aurora. We've heard a lot of stories today. Can you think of a common link between any of these stories?
I cannot, no. Not one person we met told us exactly who they gave the egg to. That's true. They weren't allowed to give many details.
However, the details they did provide were certainly sufficient to solve the mystery. Let us consider them now.
All right. Allow me to assist, Professor.
Solve the puzzle!
Okay, so what do we know?
After Bud put us on the right track, we obtained information about the egg from 6 people, 3 male, 3 female. If you recall, Martine passed it on before her wedding to a married man who thought fondly of his daughter.
Miranda also gave it to somebody married, didn't she? As a gift, and she got it from a customer, I think.
Quite right, Emmy. Now, would you care to explain the common theme in these 2 stories? What key point connects Martine and Miranda's stories, customers, husbands, marital status?
marital status crops up in both accounts.
Precisely. In fact, from Martine's story, I'd say it's single people can pass the egg on to somebody married and vice versa.
So the egg is passed along depending on whether that person is married or not.
Well, there's nothing to disprove this in what we've considered thus far, but I believe there's more to the pattern than that. Let us summarize the male accounts, namely from those from Javier and the 2 Targent agents, to gain a better picture. Javier reported that he gave the egg to a girl his daughter's age. We also know that a married woman attempted to give Targent men the egg.
Oh, I think I see what the link is.
What connects the stories?
Genders.
Does it have anything to do with the fact that the egg was always offered to someone of the opposite gender? After all, Javier seemed very worried that his daughter might end up passing it on to some sleazy bachelor. So, where do we stand now?
We have now extrapolated a second rule. Whoever has the egg can pass it on to someone of the opposite gender. For example, if I had the egg, I would be able to give it to either of you, but not to Luke.
So a boy can only give the egg to a girl and a girl to a boy.
What if I got the egg? What then, motherfucker? Almost, but not quite. If we consider Amelie's accounts, you see, we have run into a problem.
Ah, she said that she would have been able to give the egg to any one of us. But how?
Emmy, would you care to explain? Tell us, what would have made it possible for Emily to give any one of us the egg? Which of these rules did Emily have to follow? Rule 1 or Rule 2? Either or?
Emily could have given the egg to whoever she liked, as long as either one of the 2 rules was fulfilled. She's married, she knew I wasn't, and she knew Luke and Aurora were too young to be. As for the professors, she didn't need to know their marital status because they were already covered by the opposite gender rule.
That's correct. If the person you wish to give the egg to is of the opposite gender or marital status, then you can pass it on.
Oh, that's quite simple, really. Maybe so, but we still haven't worked out who has the egg. I do remember Emily saying she passed it on to a man at lunch, but we still don't know where she went to eat. So we'll need to ask somebody where that is before we can continue.
Not at all. Here, let's try to determine who held the egg in which order by lining them up. Wherever there is logic, a solution follows closely behind.
I'll see what I can do.
Motherfucker. A boy who makes a living by selling handcrafted Popano dolls can be a little pushy, but rakes in the money. Can we get like a recap of what went down? Also, there cannot be empty spaces in the chain. Examine the details so you can fill in the... But can we go over what we were talking about before? Well, I know you were there. Recently settled in San Grillo, her husband proposed with the Popano and she gave it to a family man before the wedding. Wait, have we been... Wait... San Grillo's fifth resident, he's got the Popano from a woman who just moved to the island and gave it to a woman his daughter's age. Who recently settled... Hold the fucking phone. Gave it to a woman his daughter's age. A young woman who sells Popano cake. She got the Popano from someone in swimwear. Okay. And gave it to a married female customer, which was you. Recently passed it on to a man at lunchtime. Well, we know it wasn't either of them. Oh no. Wait, no, it's man, not boy, not boy. Okay, so you're the only one then. It went back to you. Your chain of events matches my own, Aurora. We can safely say that the egg was handed on in this order.
Which means Bud was the last of these people to receive the egg. But he already refused to tell us who he gave the stone to. We're back where we started, aren't we? After all that.
Perhaps not, if you recall. Bud only mentioned receiving the Popano.
But he didn't say anything about giving it away.
This motherfucker sent us on a wild goose chase, huh? Precisely.
Oh, I see. He might still have the Aura Stone. What reason would he have for holding on to it?
We'll find out soon enough. Shall we pay another visit to Bud's bar and grill? No wild egg chase, fair enough. Hey! I'm gonna need to talk to you.
Hey guys, what brings you back here?
And we've worked it out. You're the current holder of the true Popano.
You got me. I was hoping you would, actually. See, I've been looking for the perfect person to give the Popano to, and then you came in with that glazed, sad look. Got to thinking that if anyone needed harmony, it was you.
I'd be satisfied with just a Popano, thank you.
Gee, you're kind of missing the point. Let me give you the lowdown. We all say the Popano brings happiness. That's the island way, but its humble beginnings were far from happy. The man who found it, Eduardo Popano, was at the end of his rope. Oh, really? Yes, sir. He'd hit rock bottom and wanted to idle away his days as a hermit, so he set out for some crumbling old ruins. But bam! He made the discovery of a lifetime. His business boomed, and voila! Sangria was born.
That story sounds familiar. So you're saying the Popano we found was the basis of this tourist merchandise?
Pretty much, yeah. Crazy when you think about it. One little stone egg turned his life around in a flash. So the point is, even in the gloomiest of times, you gotta look forward. Happiness might be waiting just around the corner. Don't take the Popano just because you want it. Take it because you want to be happy.
Egg acquired.
Thank you. The people of this island always greet us with a smile. I found it odd at first, but I think I understand now.
Now that's what I'm talking about. I knew the Popano would be the perfect gift for you. It's what Eduardo would have wanted. I'm sure of it.
Is that it then? Is that all we have to do here? That was short. That was less than an hour. Huh. We ripped that band-aid off pretty quickly. We didn't even have to talk to Funny Bunny Man more than once. The Popano's tradition started with a man named Eduardo. At a low point in his life, he found the Azran egg and brought him great joy. He started the passing tradition in the hope of bringing happiness to those around them. The people of Sangria appear to have fallen for the legend of the Popano rather than the Azran egg itself.
Egg acquired.
I guess that's it then. Let's go back to the Bostonius. Wait, shit, you might have another puzzle, actually. Hold on. No? Okay.
What's that scrumptious smell? When I find out where it's coming from, I'll be popping straight into I'll be popping it straight into Amelie's delectable delicacies.
Alright, but you didn't have a puzzle. Oh, now we can't use the quick returns to the Bostonius button. I see how it is. Do you have a puzzle? No.
Hello, enjoying the sun, the sand, the sea breeze? Of course you are, and to remember your trip, how about a Popano? I like the look of that one. Aha, I see you have an eye for quality. That's a limited edition talking Popano action figure. Comes with a free diorama. Now, I don't always do this, but for you, I'll slice the price in half. How does that sound? Oh, it is well made, but it looks a bit scuffed on the bottom. How about you sweeten the deal a bit more, Then I'll throw in another one, completely free of charge. Deal. I'll be taking the second one then.
No, don't fall prey to capitalism, please.
Hooray, you're a good bargain hunter, Emmy.
This was on me. That was my fault. Oh, you have a puzzle.
Aye, the sun's really beating down today. How can you stand the heat in all those layers?
Perhaps we didn't come as prepared as we thought.
Well, that's no good, is it? You should get some lighter clothes, loosen up a bit, and have some fun. How about you, senorita? Up for some beach volleyball later tonight?
Oh, I'd love to, but I should warn you, I've been told my serves are vicious.
Great, you think you could help me coach mis amigos here?
Stop. Don't worry, we're done talking to Popano, man. He can't hurt us anymore. No sin. Oh, again? Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Wait. Once again, I'm left at a loss as to where do I begin? Because I was just randomly fumbling shit around there. Boing. Wait. Wait, no, I might have scuffed it. Why can't I just swap balls? Ugh. I think this was where I was at before I scuffed it. Wait. Maybe not. No, I think I fucked it again. I need to clear a path to get this green one over here, I think. Oh, this is gonna be good. Jesus, that was close.
Set him up and knock him down. Huh, that was a doddle.
Now all the balls are on the right noses. The show can get started once again. One wrong move and that would have been the end. God. Hey, senorita, you got the gift. So you don't want to become an instructor?
It was a nice experience, but I much prefer to get in on the action myself.
Claro, makes sense to me. Next time you're here, I'll get the guys together and we can have a match.
Sounds like a plan. Dan. I'm sorry, that's not your name.
Welcome back, sirs and madams. I trust the glorious weather helps shine some light on your investigation to make it a dazzling success.
You know, Raymond, I was thinking of passing the egg on to you, but if you plan to make these terrible puns after each step of our journey, maybe I'll hold on to it a little while longer.
You needn't worry either way, as I believe the people of the Harmony Ring intended for Aurora to hold on to the egg. A wise decision if ever there was one. It is a point that you weren't able to visit the ruins, though.
Oh, I didn't... Have those tiny eyes always been there? I thought he just had, like, sunken in eyelids or whatever. Did he always have tiny eyes? I'm having a moment here. Hold on. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Have I just... Have I been... I never... I swear, I don't remember those eyes.
You seem to be very well acquainted with our actions, Raymond. Master, you should know I'm never too far away to keep an eye on things. Well then, I will just prepare...
Okay, it was just an expression. Yeah, most of the time he does have his eyes like that. Okay.
Very fortunate that Raymond is aiding our case. I feel he would make a powerful enemy if crossed.
Him? Why would he be powerful? He's just an old man.
Professor Layton, Professor Sycamore, something coming back to me about the Azran.
Good tidings indeed.
There's a facility that now lies under Sangrio. It was used to harness the power of the moon and soothe nature's temper.
Ah, you mean it could be used to control the seas?
I think so. The facility was closed before civilization reached its peak. Perhaps it had already accomplished its purpose. I'm sorry, that's all I can recall. It's all quite hazy.
So the calm, luxurious shores of Sangrio are in part provided by the Azran.
Thank you, Aurora.
You're welcome. It's nice to be able to share these memories.
An ancient facility hidden underwater. I'm almost tempted to go deep sea diving and see it for myself.
Unfortunately, Layton, we have a mission. And we are off. Well, ain't that nice? Except you, fucking bunny man. See you soon. That came off a bit more menacing than I intended, but eh. new article. Sangria has been chosen one of the world's best resorts. A local restaurateur welcomed the news, looking forward to the custom it will bring. Tourists are warned to be vigilant as room key theft arises in Sangria. One victim says I was so enthralled by a hotel fish tank I never knew they were gone. A widespread power outage takes COD's residents by surprise. According to one woman, you need something huge to knock out our grid. Is it vote for location time? I'm about to set up the poll. Yes, I just need to get to the monitor. Boink! Blunk. Simply touch a destination and we will, you know, do the thing. Hold on. Well, let me just. All right. All right, and start. You have 1 minute. I should also probably save state while I'm at. I know we just saved, but still. We just got to Sangria. I want to see new places. Oh, it's a bit even. Oh. I think Jungle might just edge it out. Alright, yep, winner is Jungle. We're going to welcome to the jungle. We got fucking eggs. An untamed jungle is home to many undiscovered species. It's a shame its delights remain a mystery to the world. I've noticed that Desert is not. Desert has. I don't. No, wait, no. Desert got a vote last time. I thought I was seeing a pattern here where Desert didn't get any votes either time, but no, I remember Desert got a vote last time. According to what we discovered in the Azran Dome, there ought to be an egg around here.
It looks so tropical and green. You know, we were just in a tropical location. Why did we go here? Have you seen how thick the jungle is? How are we ever going to find a tiny little egg in the middle of all that?
Dense as it may be, Luke, your keen eye must have caught a glimpse of the small village amongst the foliage. Well, yes, Rubbish, but that's its problem for being called Walled City. I wouldn't go to a place called Walled City.
A village? Well, I did spot a clearing, but it was just full of enormous mushrooms.
Indeed, and I find it unlikely that they'd grow to such size naturally. One should be wary of making assumptions, though.
You're right, Professor. We should investigate and see for ourselves.
Indeed. Whether this hypothetical village exists or not, we'll find our answer around 100 yards north of here. Alright, let's swoosh right in. Funny little mushroom town.
Ah, just look at all these fabulous colors. I'm sorry, but you'll have to spare me a few minutes for my photo album. It must be difficult to live in such a remote place.
I must confess, I didn't think we would encounter such a vibrant settlement as this.
It's not even marked on the map, almost as though it was some kind of lost paradise. I think I prefer a less pongy paradise.
Quiet. Now I'd like to speak to that young man over there. He may help us find the egg before our nostrils seal up in protest. Yo, mushroom head guy.
This is a real brain scratcher. Oh, no. Oh no, my hair, it's got me, it's eating my hand.
Excuse me, sir. We were wondering if you could assist.
It's eating me alive. What, you don't get it? I don't have time for this. It's almost sundown.
Well, that's not exactly how I foresaw that conversation going.
What on earth was he doing? Maybe that's just a normal way for people to act in this village.
I don't think it's a normal way for people to act anywhere, Aurora. Ah, there's a lady over there. If first you don't succeed. Alright. Anything in the soup? I'm now starting to think I don't remember the jungle after all. Oh, oh. Any coins? There we go. Anything in the pot? Yep. I remember the town with all the mushroom house and thought if I imagined that. Hey, you.
What? What? What in heavens is that funny-looking thing on your head?
Good day, madam. If you're referring to this gentleman's hat, it's actually considered to be a rather suave item of clothing.
No, not the hat. I'm talking about what's on your head.
I don't believe there's anything on Professor Sycamore's head. Are you quite sure?
Yes, of course I'm sure. Oh dear, my sides are splitting. It's your hair. What's with those funny little bunches?
Well, you know Hana was talking about what's wrong with Sycamore's hair earlier. So I guess it is kind of weird. Now I'm looking at it, yeah. He's kind of offended by that, I see. See, I was right. Number 45, Piglet Racing. These adorable little piglets are about to partake in a race, but they won't be able to start unless they're lined up in the correct traps, indicated by the numbers on their backs. The little piggies are scared of being moved around on their own, so you'll need to pick them up 2 at a time. You think you can move all of them to the correct place in time for the starter's gun? You start off to slide into the position, pig. Wait. Maybe if you got rid of the old yee ass haircut. Come on, I am right there. Wait. But then I gotta get this 5 out, so it's like, nope, did not do anything. Wait. No, wait. No, wait. I'm sorry. I need a minute. I fried my brain a bit. I think starting with this was a good... Wait. What the fuck? How did I not see that before? Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? That's so easy.
Let's try this.
You're kidding me.
Puzzles are a tonic for the mind.
Oh. I'm just a bit mad, just a little. Taking a sip for that one.
All right, I've calmed down now. No need to get your knickers in a twist. Anyhow, welcome to our humble home of fungi.
I can't believe I went the entirety of my first playthrough of this game not getting that's a fucking... It's a fucking pun. It might be pronounced fungi in that case, because it's like fungi. Like a mushroom.
We don't usually accept outsiders, but I think we can make an exception for you lovely people.
While I can't say that I appreciate the slight against my hair, I admit this place is fascinating. And the name, very evocative. The Mushroom Kingdom! We haven't introduced ourselves. Desmond Sycamore, archaeologist. It's a pleasure. Herschel Layton. Like Professor Sycamore here, I also work in the field of archaeology. I see the allure of puzzles pervade even the most remote of regions.
Ah, well, puzzles are a bit of a trend around here.
Where are they not? Excuse me. Sorry. I need to mute when I need to do that. Ugh.
Don't be too surprised if someone suddenly springs one on you.
That you choose now to be the moment to warn us that is something of a puzzle in itself.
Listen, I'm really sorry about laughing at you. It's just I'd completely forgotten how curly a man's hair can be.
I see. The people of fungi do seem to be a rather particular hairstyle, I must say.
If anyone starts giving you a rough time about being here, just tell them I'm gonna need to let you in. I'll sort them. You kept a level head and solved my puzzle, even after I got in your hair. And such wonderful hair, too. For that, I'm grateful, Professor Pigtails.
Sycamore. Excuse me, Amanita, but we have a favor to ask if you don't mind. We're looking for a small egg-shaped stone marked with engravings. Have you seen it?
Sure, I've seen it. Go straight ahead and you'll come to the grand stage. It's right there.
The grand stage, you say? Thank you for your help, Amanita. You've been most kind.
Not a problem. Besides, I'm looking forward to seeing your performance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nothing at all. Go on ahead and you'll see for yourself.
Alright, well that's simple. It's just there. Anything else we can get around here? Anything coin related? That's not a coin. What a marvelous flower. I don't ever recall seeing such a species.
Oh, how exciting! I think I'll take a few snaps.
All this talk of flowers reminds me of a puzzle. Would you care to try your hand at it, Emmy? Let me guess. Another alternating, yep, another alternating flower puzzle. The family's pet goats have eaten all the flowers in the garden. It's a real thorn in their side. Need to replant the garden, but they don't want two of the same color next to each other. Okay. Well. Can I move it, please? Thank you. Let me make a wall first. And then from there, we need to find like a blue and pink pattern. Oh, there's a blue and a pink right here. Now we need a blue one here, I think. Where's a blue one on the left? Well, that would be fine, but that would leave a space. So maybe this one? Okay, now we need a blue. Now we need two blues actually, and I only see one of two things that have a blue, and that would be this one or that one. And that does match up with the other one, so does that work? That works, right? Yep. Aw, shit. Where did I go wrong? Maybe try this one here instead? Well, that wouldn't fit there. Ooh, unless... Wait. And then, there we go. Got it.
Okay, Emmy, time to shine.
Easy peasy.
Bring on the next one.
This'll do it. What a beautiful garden. Both the family and their goats will be very happy. And the goats start eating it again, right? And that's how we get our threequel. This is truly a remarkable flower.
And so photogenic. I can't wait to get these developed.
Oop, there we go. All right, let's not lollygag anymore. Let's head on forward. They've gathered quite the crowd here. I assume this is the grand stage that Amanita spoke of.
Everyone looks really excited. And look at all the decorations.
That was 60 pick rats. Damn, the economy must be in shambles. Yeah. They are quite striking. I would wager there is some sort of traditional festival taking place.
Ah, that's just what I was thinking, Professor.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's true. I worked it out from, you know, what's going on around us.
Well, that's very perceptive of you, Luke. Perhaps you can tell me then what might the reason for this festival be?
Well...
Don't worry, Luke. This precise moment, nor can I. Let's just observe the festivities a little, shall we?
Ah, there's the man we saw at the entrance. What's he doing?
Bonk.
Hey, Chief, coming up with this routine's been a real brain scratcher. Brain scratcher. See?
No, I don't see. What are you getting at, boy?
Okay, how about this? Oh no, my hair, it's eating me. It's eating my hand. See, it's like my hand's being eaten by my hair.
I don't see what you're on about, and you're starting to get on my nerves. This festival's been going on for days now, and all these acts been going right over my head. Get off the stage. I can feel my lumbago acting.
I don't know what that means. I'm going to look that up and pray it's not something gross. Okay, it's just lower back muscles. Okay. Oh, I was ready for it to be something fucking weird. But no, that's normal. Okay.
Aw, come on, Chief. A little smirk never hurt anyone. Why don't you give it a try? Oh, what's the point? I've got through all my best material and you won't even raise an eyebrow.
Does he have eyebrows?
That's no use.
No use? Jesse, love, you're not trying hard enough. Just think of something to really grab his attention.
But Chief Morrow's been like this for weeks now. Even if I went back up there and fell flat on my face, the stage would be a laughter-free zone.
The crack economy is largely depending on the current government. Yeah, I mean, I got my pick-a-rat stimulus in the mail a few days ago. I think this should be just enough to help me get into the bonus section.
Oh, cheer up, love. Life's a bed of roses and they come with thorns to boot. You've got to be thick-skinned. What peculiar people? Are they involved in some kind of contest? If I had to guess, I'd say they're trying to make the village chief laugh.
So it would seem, Luke, and I certainly can't fault them for their efforts.
But surely this ritual has some bearing on the Aura Stone, does it not? I don't think so. It just looks like a party to me. Then why does he have it around his neck? Ah, look, Professor! It's the egg!
Yes, I'm looking, my boy. Our esteemed chief does indeed seem in possession of the egg.
He doesn't look like the sort of person who just let us have it.
Luke, at times like this, a gentleman must always remain positive. It can't hurt to ask. Hey, yeah, maybe if we just ask him for the egg, he'll laugh at us, and then we'll have done the thing. And he'll give us a thing. Man, I love loopholes. The village chief of Fungi steadfastly refuses so much as smile, no matter how much the locals try and entertain him. A festival with the aim of making him laugh has been going on for days now. Why won't he? This poor man hasn't laughed in weeks. Perhaps he's just not a very cheerful sort. Alright, buddy.
You get boards right in front of me? Not a chance!
My bad, man. How you doing?
Oh, I see what your game is. Here I am, putting my heart and soul into my work for the village. You think you can just come along and steal my thunder?
Also, the implication that this is their hair? That's fucking wild. How do you grow it like that?
What did we do?
We were simply hoping to obtain an audience with your chief to discuss the possibility of a trade.
I knew it. You've got that beady look in your eyes. Well, you, sir, will not be skipping your way down the queue. Not you, not anyone. Got it?
Maybe all his Christmas tree looking ass hair is preventing him from seeing anything. Yeah.
Oh no, really, we were just watching the festival. We don't want to take part.
Not so hastily, Luke. If we can make the village elder laugh, is it not possible they might be willing to part with the egg?
Oh, good thinking, Professor. In that case, yes, we'd like to skip our way down the queue.
Sure, that's great. Except it already told you, no, I'm not having it.
Oh, right. Professor, I guess not everyone here is as friendly as Amanita.
Hold on a sec. Did you say Amanita? What's she got to do with this?
As a matter of fact, Amanita was the gracious lady who directed us here.
So she's giving you the special treatment then, eh? Can't win, can I? I only want my turn. Just because I'm looking, it doesn't mean I want to be.
Wow, that was easy. Looks like we have our chance now, Professor. Let's talk to Chief Moral.
Just a moment, Luke. As gentlemen, it won't do to act arrogantly in the face of tradition. We must approach this carefully.
Alright, so how do we do that? Ah! Well, what's going on?
Just a dash of preparation before the big performance. Now after you, Luke. With aplomb. Oh no, oh no!
Quack, quack.
I remembered that as soon as I saw them turned around, and it all just rushed to my head for a moment. Oh god, oh fuck. Duck Layton.
Don't give up, you two!
I admire their courage. I, for one, could not do whatever it was they're doing. No! Hana fucking dies.
Luke is making a brave attempt to blur the boundaries of man and beast.
Ow. Jesus. Move this fucking thing out of the way of my chair. Jeez. Cracking! The chief must be enjoying this! Or not. No luck, it would seem. It's a disaster. We throw all this comedy gold at him and he won't even give us a grin. Something's definitely not right. I take it your elder wasn't always this less than sunny disposition. No, we haven't a clue what's changed him. He used to be the life of the party. Now he acts as if he turned toxic. No, there's a model! I forgot there was a model for it. Oh, stalwart's opponent stood his ground this time. Perhaps a crab impersonation would have had more charm. I am just sitting here looking at this motherfucker. Hey. Should I make Duck Layton an emote?
I got right up close, pulling all sorts of faces at him, and still not even a titter.
Yes. Well, never mind. It was a gallant effort nonetheless. What emotion does that even convey? You have a point. I'll have to think about that.
You're up next, Professor Sycamore. Maybe a hair will do the trick. It certainly made Amanita crack up.
Fear. I guess that works. Hey, wait. You know what it also kind of is? It's also kind of a pog. Well, rather than relying on my fashionable hairstyle, I thought I'd have a shot at some good old British comedy. Bit of dry humor for that wet blanket. That should cheer Mr. Morrill.
You tell jokes, Professor? Well, good luck then.
Professor Sycamore's cutting wit may be just a solution to our comedic dilemma. God, the frames just started dying after I said, "Oh, you know what it is? It's a pog." I feel like that's proper punishment, actually. That's fair. Now just wait and see. Ooh, what is that sickly sweet smell? Is there a fruitcake somewhere around here? Ah, I believe the scent you've detected is my cologne. My name is Desmond Sycamore, and I'd like to tell you a little joke in exchange for that egg. Did Duck Layton just kill the streamers out on my end? Just for a moment. Just for a moment. Let me make a state just in case. Go on. Once upon a time, there was a family of deer in a forest. A mother, a daughter, and a son. The mother deer was renowned for baking delicious cakes, and she would make them for all the other animals in the forest. Everyone talked about what a lovely family they must be, so kind and giving. If the sync is off a little bit, maybe just refresh? I don't know. Because I don't know if I can do anything about sync otherwise. One day, though, the mother deer caught a cold, so she asked the son to go out and deliver the treats in her place. Although I don't think the sync being off would really matter anywhere besides the cutscenes, though. It's not a very, you know, it's just most of the game audio right now is just music. You're speaking before it's I'm not sure if that's on your end or not, though. I'll just roll with it for now. I don't know. The son agreed, picked a basket filled with goodies, and left the house. His first stop was a house belonging to a family of rabbits. Her family had never met the boy, but they welcomed him in, saying that, knowing his mum, he must be a lovely boy indeed. They sat down, and to the rabbit's surprise, the young deer began to scoff up all the cakes right in front of them. He then proceeded to smash up their home before darting off, shouting and screaming. Shocking behavior. Needless to say, the animals of the forest learned an important lesson that day. You shouldn't judge a buck by its mother.
Wise words. Did you say you had a joke to tell me?
Well, you see, the bit at the end was a joke. It's a witty play on a common idiom. Witty? What was witty about it? And here I had my hopes up because you smelt a bit like my favorite pudding. Well. Maybe next time, Sycamore buddy. Perhaps these bumpkins aren't sophisticated enough to comprehend my wit.
I sense a storm brewing within the professor. I'm not surprised. It can't be a good feeling to have your joke fall flat like that. Anyway, this is like trying to get blood from a stone. Let's head back to the village and square and think things over.
Alright. Let's go!
How about we put on a play next? A real feast for the senses. Do you think that would get the chief to crack a smile?
The senses? Of course! The chief did something rather extraordinary. He could distinctly smell Professor Sycamore's scent. In this simple fact alone, there may lie a significant clue. First someone laughs at the sight of my hair, then someone else tells me I smell like a cake. Even a saint's patience only lasts so long. In any case, we should redouble our efforts. There must be more to this than meets the eye. Agreed. The villagers may disclose some vital information to us yet. Amanita! You got anything to tell us?
It's Professor Pigtails and his luscious locks. How'd the festival go?
Sycamore, and it was an entertaining experience, thank you. However, it doesn't appear as though your chief will be in a celebratory mood anytime soon.
Oh well, never mind. Another day, another glorious sunrise. By the way, do you fancy staying for dinner tonight? I can cook up a mouth-watering stew, you know.
Oh, really? Have you any traditional ingredients?
Oh yes, plenty of those. Warty fowl cap, mature parsnip, and a liberal helping of moss and bark for that added texture.
Sorry, can't tonight. Washing my hair.
Don't worry, it's perfectly safe once you boil off the poison. Just look at the chief. He comes around every day to eat the stuff, and he's a picture of health.
Ah, well, it pains me to decline, but I fear our palates may not be accustomed to such rich cuisine.
Well, it's sweet of you to put it like that, but I know a no when I hear one. Oh well, more for the chief then. Maybe an extra large portion will help him get out of that grump he's in.
Do you have any ideas to what could have caused it?
I really can't say, but there's definitely something off about him. Something more than just a lack of a sense of humor.
Could you pinpoint that something?
Oh, now you're putting me on the spot. Let's see. Why don't you just ask the chief's family? The Morals hut is just west of here. You can't miss it.
An excellent idea, madam. We'll pay them a visit now.
Oh, you might bump into his granddaughter there. A little bit eccentric, that girl, but cute as a button. Just like her name.
Alright, let's head out then. Boing. Where's the family? Fucking bug! Ah! Oh my god. I fucking killed him. I killed that bug! Oh. Cool bug facts. What? I think that's a bug right there. It's like a leaf-shaped bug.
Boing. Ah, outsiders! No, you're not allowed to talk to me. Mom says you're not supposed to talk to strange children.
Surely she didn't say that.
You must be the chief's granddaughter. Button, is it? It's alright, you can trust us. We're supposed to ask about your grandfather. How do you know my name? And about Grandpa? And what's wrong with your hair? It seems safe to say we found the right hut, Professor. That's not fair. How do you know so much? Do you know everything?
Straight to a puzzle. This tropical bird has a terribly unbalanced diet, eating only one kind of fruit per day, either apples or oranges. Each day, the bird keeper places fruit into each of the 4 colored bird boxes according to his chart. The bird decides which kind of fruit he will eat that day and then eats every piece of it. Last week, the bird keeper noted that the bird took the fruit from the blue box 5 times, the red box 4 times, and the green box 5 times, and the yellow box 3 times. What fruits did the bird eat on each day? Blue 5, red 4, green 5, yellow 3. Well, that doesn't quite add up, does it? Wait, maybe. Oh, wait, no. If I'm. Wait. My intuition says that for the first one. Maybe this as well, so we can cross off 2 there, and also boop, boop. That would be that one, that one. So only 1 more on yellow. I would need to only get 1 more on yellow then. Well, there's more oranges than apples, so maybe. But I can't decide by majority the whole time because the next one is all completely even. Well, I just need to do my math. If we're going by this theory, I need to do my math so as to avoid yellow, then. So that means no apples today. That would be orange, which would be boop, boop. Okay. No oranges today, which would be apples. Boop, boop. Okay, that's 4. That's 3. And that's still 3. Okay. And it would be apples the other days as well, which would be... That would be 5. That would be 4. And that would be 5. Maybe that is how it goes then. Give it a shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't serve.
Piece of cake.
That's right, the bird may not have a balanced diet on a day-to-day basis, but over the week it about evens out. Boop, there you go, buddy.
If you know so much, you can't really be outsiders, can you? Why didn't you just say so?
Does that mean you would be willing to help us, Button?
Well, of course. Mom says people who solve puzzles are always welcome. Your grandpa's been behaving a bit funny recently, hasn't he, Button? Do you have any idea why? Oh yeah, I think I know. He's been falling over a lot for almost a whole moon now. This morning he walked in for breakfast completely caked in mud. Mom was furious. I bet.
If Button's account is correct, then there's a possibility that traces of the Chief's recent tumble will still be present.
Don't worry, Button. We'll get to the bottom of this. Okay, but are you sure? Mom always said you should aim for the top.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Whoa, I think my shoes are filling with mud.
It seems that only the village center was constructed on firm soil. Be careful that you don't slip.
Maybe the chief slipped somewhere around here.
Very likely. Let's give the area a quick once-over, shall we? There's footprints down there, aren't there? Luke, what do you make of this? Yep, those are footprints.
Oh, it's a person print.
Luke, it's a footprint. Just say footprint.
That's some hard evidence, all right. I wonder how he managed to fall like that.
Let's examine the surrounding area. We may come across a few more clues. This flower looks a bit funny.
These roots are quite thick. They aren't very easy to notice. Think this is where the chief could have tripped? You don't think so? Professor, it's one of those really smelly
Rafflesia?
Rafflesia flowers. Let's not check over there.
Unpleasant odor should not hinder one's investigation, my boy. Note that the flower has been trampled on.
It has?
You're suggesting that the chief slipped on those large petals? Have a closer look, Luke. Don't be afraid.
Well, if you say so. Huh? That's funny. It doesn't smell at all.
Well, there you go. Sometimes nature can be the greatest puzzle of all.
But even if it doesn't smell, how come the chief didn't know such a large, bright flower?
Button mentioned that her grandfather only started falling over recently. We should look elsewhere. Perhaps we can gather more information back at the chief's house. Okay.
Shouldn't we look around a bit more first?
A good detective should pursue his case from all possible angles. Let's return to the village. We just got over here, though. Okay.
You're back! Did you find it? The place where Grandpa went squelch?
We did indeed, thanks to you, Button.
Oh, then, I'm glad I was around. I wouldn't want to miss all the thanks. If you want to know about Grandpa, why didn't you just ask Gran? You're silly people.
Oh, we'd very much like to, if it's no trouble. Where might we find her?
Her? Who's that? Oh, you mean Gran. Yeah, she's in the house. Actually, I already asked Gran if you could ask Gran to tell you about Grandpa.
And, what did she say?
She said to talk more slowly next time, and to not ask weird questions. I think that means yes.
Alright. Let's head in then. Yo, Grandma with the mushroom mohawk. Come on. Give me money. Need me some coins. That's not a coin!
I wonder what's in this little bag. It looks like it's packed to bursting with acorns. Actually, I know a good puzzle about acorns. Would you like to try it?
Oh no, wait, don't tell me. Didn't we have an acorn puzzle earlier that I kind of fucked up on? No, I do not recognize this. On their way back to Forest Homes, these three squirrels each stop in some of the clearings scattered around the woods. Well, a squirrel passes through a clearing and takes every acorn it can find, leaving none for the others. The numbers on each of the clearings indicate how many acorns they contain. The squirrels set off one after the other from top to bottom. When they get back home, they all have the same number of acorns. Which route does each take? Touch the numbered clearings one after the other from left to right to indicate a squirrel's route home. Plot the squirrel's routes individually, starting with the top one. Once a squirrel's route has been plotted, you can touch its house at any time to check how many acorns it will collect. It will come in handy for solving the puzzle.
Yeah, I would assume so.
This person in the middle of rabid? Kind of looks like it when you don't have it colored in. Okay, we all definitely start where we. Oh wait, we have to. But it doesn't say we have to touch every single icon. Give me a hint, actually. The first squirrel picks up acorns from the central clearing on its way home. Okay. Bunk. Let's say this route for brevity's sake then. Just as an example. You would have 16. Let's see if we can get 16. Well, that's 7. That's 4. That'll be 11. We would need a 5. Like that. And for you would need... well, if we're going for 16, we just need the 7 and the 3. Like that?
I'm fairly sure about this.
squirrels certainly picked up plenty of acorns. Are they going to eat them all? I don't know. Maybe they'll share them with the birds or something.
Hey, Grandma, what's up?
I've been expecting you. A little stock tells me you've been concerned about my other half's well-being.
I have one grandma voice. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to cope with it.
Nobody's giving you any trouble, are they? I swear the manners in this village went out with the bathwater a long time ago.
On the contrary, the hospitality we've been shown is refreshing. Actually, wait, no, I do have a second one. I actually do have a second one, but it would be the shriveled old lady from the SpongeBob episode where they're selling chocolates.
What? What are they selling?
I could do that. But she doesn't look shriveled enough for that. Oh, God. Fuck it, I'll go with it. I need the variety.
Good. It wasn't always sunshine and philodendrons, you know. But time's getting on. I bet you head back, I think.
Actually, we were wondering if you could tell us something about your husband's recent behavior first.
Oh, that old fossil? He's not the sprightly young thing he thinks he is anymore. But he still reckons he can hunt. Ha! My other hunt was half the hunter he used to be. We'd have food on the table before sundown.
So you think he's just getting too old?
Too old and too senile. Just like the other day, he came back from a hunt saying he lost his bow. I mean, how does that happen?
Considering how essential it must be when hunting, that is very strange, yes.
Truth be told, I think he's finding it tough to come to terms with old age. I haven't seen him smile for weeks. If I had a trouble for every time he just waltzed off, I'd be stuffed. But you can pretty much guarantee he'll come barging back through the door while I'm in the middle of cooking dinner.
Wait a second. I see. Miss Moore, I believe I know the reason why your husband is feeling so miserable.
You do?
You mean it's not just because he's going crazy?
Was that?
It is also just the slug lady from Monsters Inc. as well, yeah. On the contrary, I believe our chief is very much of sound mind. And if my theory is correct, there's a good chance we'll be able to change his attitude.
Mike Wazowski. Oh, please. Anything to get him out of that dour mood.
Don't worry, Miss Moore. We'll do everything we can.
Please, Miss Morrow makes me feel old. Call me Lepidella.
Another puzzle solved, Professor?
Not just yet, Emmy. While I have determined the root of the problem, we have not yet offered a solution. We're going to have to build a special accessory.
Oh, we might need some more funny masks. Oh, how about a big cat this time? Like a cheetah or a leopard.
When you say big cat, I think of a purple one. But cheetah or leopard could work too. Oh, that's not quite what I had in mind, but let's not get into that now. First, I'd like to focus on gathering the materials we need.
Right then, what are we looking for first, Professor? Because, to be honest, I don't have the slightest idea.
Let's see. First, we're going to need some smooth, thin, cylindrical things.
Cylindrical? Would some twigs do the job?
I'm afraid they'll need to be a little more robust than twigs.
Some sort of small but strong rods, then. What else? Some industrial strength glue would be nice for combining parts, but we may struggle to find that here.
Indeed, but we may find a suitable substitute yet. Tree resin, perhaps.
Some glue and some rods. That shouldn't be too hard.
We should be able to find everything we need here in the jungle. No need to travel the world to find such simple resources.
So we should focus on looking for these items inside the jungle. Got it.
Find a few rods and some glue. Anything around here? Maybe we should look in the center. Oh! Is that a snail?
Oh, it's a snail!
Luke, I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
Huh? Why not?
That snail produces an extremely dangerous liquid. I'm really quite astonished to find this species in such a humid, quiet climate.
Is it poisonous?
Rubbish! Don't make me get the hammer. No, not poisonous. However, one touch may still be enough to incapacitate you. Right, Professor? Exactly so. You see, this snail secretes an extremely potent glue. It's potentially stronger than super glue, in fact.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't touch it then. Phew.
We'll have to be especially careful when handling it. Let's see if we can get some in this jar. Yo, the snail jar. The jar with the snail stuff in it.
It looks really sticky.
Now, let's see if we can find some rods. But where? I didn't see anything over here that would be... Oh! Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing over here?
Ah, hello, Amanita. What's that you're carrying? Oh, just gathering some bullfrog bones for some milk cap broth. You know how it is. Oh, that sounds tasty.
Excuse me, Amanita, would it inconvenience you much if we were to take a few of those bones?
If you're offering to carry the basket, take as many as you like. Are you making a milk cap broth too?
Actually, we may have a slightly different use for them. We'll be sure to return the ones we don't use. Hey, okay, we got some bones.
Oh, you're an angel. Don't be too long about it, though. I'll need them for dinner. Yuck, do we really have to use these bones, Professor?
Given the circumstances, we have no better alternative. Besides, I think they should be quite adequate.
Really? But they're all sorts of shapes and sizes.
Indeed they are. Well, the rods and the glue are both accounted for, which means we're nearly done.
What else do we need?
The last component for our accessory needs to be something translucent, something that allows light to pass through.
Translucent, like ice?
A prime example, Aurora, but ice would be unsuitable in this sweltering climate. It must also be able to withstand being cut.
That doesn't sound like it'll be the easiest thing to come across.
No, I don't expect we'll find such a resource just lying around on the floor, but perhaps the people of Fungi will be able to help.
Ah, someone's coming.
Ayo, what's up, you?
Ah, Mr. Longhead.
A button? Why, you're soaking wet.
Oh yeah, that's okay. I decided not to catch a cold this time.
If only it were that easy. Ah, that's good to hear, but make sure you dry off when you get home. Button, might I ask what you have there?
Oh, this? Wow, is that a crystal? Wait, isn't that exactly what we're looking for, Professor?
As fortune would have it, yes, I believe it is. Button, may we use that crystal?
No, this is my treasure. You can't have it.
Oh, and rightly so.
If anyone tries to steal your treasure, throw a puzzle at them and see what happens. That's what Mum says.
Aw, shit. Puzzle 49. Fussy Fruit Eaters. The 3 bossy children would like you to pick fruit for them. I want all my fruit to be the same color. Why are you wet? I'm not sick. I want to have one more piece than C. Alright, C. I want a fruit from a tree next to the one B gets her fruit from, and I want more than one piece than her. All my fruit has to be the same color. B. I want my fruit from a tree that isn't on the edge, and it better not be blue. Okay. Well, if B wants one from the edge, one not from the edge that isn't blue, it's got to be green. Alright. I want fruit from a tree next to the one B gets her fruit from, and I want one more piece than her, and all my fruit has to be the same color. I want all my fruit to be the same color, but if C wants one next to the one B gets it from, and one more, it'd have to be 2. Which means by conclusion, you'd be 3. Easy. Easy. Absolutely pathetic. What do you mean, no? Okay, there we go.
My intuition should serve me well. A satisfying puzzle indeed.
Alright, there we go.
I'm still not giving you my treasure, but I'll tell you where I found it. I went over to a really wobbly, really dangerous bridge. A bridge? Like this tree bridge here? No, I mean, yes, like this one, but not this one, and you'll never find it. She's not very good at lying.
Alright, across the bridge.
Phew, we crossed it. That wasn't so bad. Says the boy who wouldn't let go of the professor's hand. Only because someone kept shaking the bridge by stomping their way across.
Good to see you two getting along, as usual. Now I believe we're going to have to step through the waterfall.
What? Really? Through it? I think I prefer not to step under that torrent of cold water, Professor.
I'm hardly keen on being soaked myself, but I believe the path continues on the other side. Considering the state of Button's drenched clothes, I suspect the crystals we seek are beyond the waterfall.
For such a precocious child, she wasn't particularly good at keeping a secret. I don't think my hat's very water resistant, Professor. Couldn't we find some way to shelter ourselves first?
I fear my own hat is not impervious to the elements either. We shall just have to dry them off afterwards.
I don't like the sound of this at all. Can't you do something about it, Emmy? Oh, come on, Luke. It's just a bit of water. Yeah, but alright. How can I say no when you're giving me those puppy dog eyes?
Find a way through the waterfall. What's this? What the bird doing? We can't click it. It's not highlighted. Oh, there's something up here. Just an item. Magic fucking beans. Wait, yeah, there's something over here too. Come on. I see that shit. Puzzle.
Look, Professor, someone went and hit a puzzle here.
What? An epic quest. This brave young man's village is being attacked by a powerful and evil king. As anyone who knows of great legends will be able to tell you, there is always a sword bearing incredible power locked in a chest hidden deep within the forest. Unfortunately, the path through the forest is bewitched. It's up to you to rearrange it so that the young man can save the day. First of all, create a path that will take him to the key. Then create another path to the chest in which the sword is kept. Yo, it's my boy, Mr. Monkey Ball. Look at him. A sliding and a maze puzzle. Yeah. I do think that, yeah, working it backwards would probably be the best course of action here. God, I have something here. I have something. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Yo, he got it. Okay. I thought I'd just keep walking. Yo, I love Bioshock. We did it. We hacked the chest. Boing. I need to remember the save state after each puzzle.
I think I'm in the mood for another.
Just in case. You legend! The young man's got his hands on the magic sword. If he can master it, he'll best the evil king and become a hero in his village. Truly a most diverting puzzle. Hey, what's that?
Is that a rock lodged up there?
It looks rather unstable. Let's refrain from walking under it.
I'll handle this, Professor. Stand back, everyone. This will only take a jiffy. Ah, she's scrambling right up the cliff.
Yo, girl boss. With remarkable speed, too. She barely pauses between finding footholds.
I can't even see what she's holding on to.
And she's reached the top without a hitch. Impressive.
Hey, you might want to step back a bit further in case the water sprays.
Yeah, kick the fucking boulder!
piece of cake.
You know, Luke, I'd feel sorry for anyone who couldn't see what we see right now.
Wow, you stopped the whole waterfall. That cave it was blocking must be the way through we were looking for. Thank you so much, Emmy. Anytime, Luke. What else is the professor's assistant for?
Ah, yes. Altava is just a code name. Her real last name is Redfield. Oh, shit. I knew it. Now, let's see where this cave leads. It's very dark, so watch where you tread. Into the cavern! Let me take a big sip real quick.
Ah, it's so lovely and cool inside. The rock formations, so curious and yet so beautiful. Nature holds many wonders.
A natural limestone grotto. Let's look around and see if we can find any crystals like the ones Button treasures so dearly. No, I'm reading the thing. Hey, I'm allowed to drink if I need to. What are these? No, they're gone. I wanted to know what they were. Oh, hello.
I think I could see something sparkling up there. I'm pretty sure it's not a stalactite. Could the crystals we're looking for be up there?
Fascinating. They only form as one particular area of the cave.
But how are we gonna get all the way up there? Uh-oh, is this my fault? Did I do something when I knocked that boulder over before?
This reminds me that I should drink water. Everyone stand back. I'm going to attempt to dislodge the pillar.
What, Professor? Be careful!
If I examine the pillar carefully, I should be able to find a way to make it topple almost effortlessly. Boop. If I just remove this stone... Well, okay. Well, that was exhilarating. Is everyone all right?
Yes, but wow, that was scary. I didn't expect the whole pillar to fall down so easily.
Despite its size, it was supported by the smallest counterbalance. Well, now that we've made a path, let's select a few crystals to take back, shall we? With these, we have everything we need to make the special accessory. We've worked hard, and I believe our efforts will not be in vain. I just realized, wait. The rods, the glue, and the see-through we're just making this man a pair of glasses, aren't we?
It just goes to show how resourceful people can be when they really want to. So now will you tell us what kind of mask you're planning to make?
You'll see soon enough, Emmy. Let us return to the village and restore the chief to his former jovial self. It's not a mask for us, it's something for him. That's gotta be... Oh, hey! How you doing?
Oh, fancy meeting you here. Emily, don't tell me this is one of the destinations on your honeymoon world tour. Well, you know how it is. The hubby loves these sort of exotic locations. They really bring out the explorer in him. Speaking of which, this puzzle seems to be driving our compasses haywire. I don't suppose you could have a look.
This area contains a cluster of legendary ancient stones. The research of one famous archaeologist suggests these stones were used for fortune telling. If someone managed to topple all the stones by pushing over just one of them, it would guarantee healthy crops that year. Hearing of the legend, a farmer decided to give it a go. The photograph was taken immediately before he selected this stone. Circle the right stone to push over. Oh, it's always gonna blame me at Jelly's face in a way where his face is obscured. Yeah, that's the one way that's how Luke's just not gonna know. Because we did talk to Chelmy, we did see Chelmy talk earlier, but Luke wasn't there. Well, Let me see here. If we start with this and we go right? So maybe this one?
Want an answer? How's this?
Huh?
You're joking.
Inspect the photograph closely, very closely. Every nook and cranny. Oh, it's a trick question, motherfucker. That's what I get for being presumptuous. That's on me. Oh, let me guess. It's this big fucking thing over here.
I've got a good feeling about this one. Stick a fork in it. That puzzle's done.
A bumper harvest for you. Pushing over the huge rock at the top right is guaranteed to make all the others topple over. Looks like it's going to be a good year. God, I love how... I love how Monkey Ball Man here never blinks. God, that is so weird. He's got that dead stare.
Well, would you believe it? The moment we solved that puzzle, the needles sprang back to their original position. I know puzzles are supposed to make your head spin, but this is ridiculous. Curse, 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 curse.
Well. I promise I'll never insult your tone of wishing skills again. We're here.
Chief Moral still doesn't seem to be smiling.
Are you ready, Luke? Follow my lead.
Okay, Professor.
Talk to the chief and make him laugh. Who's this then? Hello again, Mr. Morrill. Don't you remember us? We came to visit you earlier. I've never seen you in my life.
Are you sure this is going to work, Professor?
I can't say for certain until we actually try. Suffice it to say, though, I have a good feeling about this.
It's those mad hatters again. Persistent as ivy. What are they up to this time?
Whatever it is, it's bound to be better than your last idea. I mean, really. Mustaches aren't meant to do that sort of thing. You know what? I don't even want to know. If I could have your attention, please. Is there anyone in the village who is especially good at polishing?
Polishing? Look no further, love. If there's a piece of silverware I can't shine, it predates history.
Very promising. And have we also in our midst someone accustomed to, say, chopping wood?
Well, I can't chop wood, but I'm not bad at chopping veggies. Is that good enough?
Certainly. The precise cutting actions you will be used to are exactly what we need. And finally, I require someone capable of handling this glue.
Ah, that's from the gluttonous Maximus. You best give that to me before someone gets too attached to it.
Wonderful. I should find volunteers so quickly reflects how deeply you care about your chief.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Professor, why not let the boy be in charge of organizing the materials?
Oh, organizing? But I wanted to help make the mask.
Well, given the complexity of the task, I thought we would take care of it, Professor. But I suppose we could let him try.
What, is it really going to be that difficult?
Absolutely. See for yourself.
Whoa, there are so many pieces.
Some of the objects we gathered are sadly too flimsy for construction. So you see, Luke, this is by no means a simple task.
Right, okay. Let's see. I'm not sure where to start.
We should only need 3 items. Try to choose objects that are easy for each volunteer to handle.
Okay. How about this?
An interesting choice. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I think we can make something that looks really silly out of this.
Let's see. At a glance, I'd say one of those items will be suitable. I agree. However, I imagine our volunteers are somewhat baffled by your other 2 choices. How might they handle them? Consider carefully which 2 items you should substitute.
Right, I'll give it another go.
That's the spirit. Just keep trying until you get it right.
Leave it to me.
Well, if I'm going with my glasses thing, I'd say this is definitely the one that was right. This looks cuttable to be, like, the little handles that go on the ears, if true. And for gluing, maybe this is like a sort of frame? That's right! Ah, there we go. You've assigned each item down to the appropriate person. A job well done.
Oh, really? Great, so we can get round to making the mask now?
Indeed we can. I'll explain quickly how to construct this mask.
I wonder how it'll turn out.
Puzzle solved! Nice.
Well, I didn't cut it I cut it the way you asked, but now what?
Here you go, as promised, polished to perfection. Don't say Chanterelle ever let you down.
Hold on, is this what I think it is?
I believe we're done. Chief Moral, if you just like to place this on your head. I fucking knew it. I fucking remember that.
What's this all about?
Chief Moral, can you see us? I don't see any dropped frames.
What's wrong with you? A pair of you look ridiculous.
He's laughing.
The Chief's laughing? You've got to be joking.
Well, I never. Who'd have thought the gloomy so-and-so needed a pair of glasses?
We must have been blind not to see it.
So none of the villagers caught on to the chief's blindness. When did you work it out, Professor?
You recall how the Chief reacted to Professor Sycamore?
Oh, what happened again? He was really surprised by something, right?
A significant difference between our performance and the one by Professor Sycamore. Yours were quite a viewer and mine a listener. Naturally, the Chief didn't react to your performance because he couldn't see it.
So that explains why I didn't see the God, Rafflesia flower.
Exactly, which is why the most plausible explanation for his falling in the mud.
Of course, it didn't smell of anything, so you wouldn't notice it unless you were looking down at the ground. But if that's the case, how has he even managed to get around the village?
Chief Moral most likely around this excellent sense of smell. The potent smell of Amanita's concoctions in Miss Moral's homemade meals would have aided his sense of direction.
Oh, so he just follows his nose wherever he goes. Like that toucan in the commercial.
What do you want about? Alright, there we go. Another mystery solved. The Fungi's village chief turns out to be a cheerful fellow who loves nothing more than chuckling at his silly face. His only problem was his poor eyesight, which prevented him from noticing the villagers' comedic performances. It appears the people of Fungi had not even considered the possibility that the chief's eyesight could have deteriorated.
What are you all doing here? Did you all come out from the rain or something? I don't know what you outsiders have done, but now a lot of you look completely barmy.
I'm glad that we were able to bring a smile to your face, Chief.
Your face is all stretched out. Look at you with that enormous nose.
It appears the lenses in our makeshift glasses provide the Chief with a slightly distorted view of the world.
Before I forget, didn't you say something about wanting this eggy thing?
Egg acquired. You would allow us to take it, sir?
Well, normally no. I've been bored out of my skill for ages. My back's giving me grief. My wife's always nagging. Oh, this festival might lighten life up a bit, but no. We've had a slew of terrible acting verging on the invisible. But you've changed all that. I won't be needing this eggy thing to console me anymore.
You are most kind, Chief Moral. We will not forget your generosity.
Now, all this talk of eggs is making me hungry. I'm going home to make some French toast.
Excuse me, you can't just walk off without saying a word to us, Chief.
Why not? The festival's been going on for days. It's over now, isn't it?
It's hardly been much of a festival. We've been working our backsides off trying to get you to cheer up. I expect you to at least sort out a little bit of fun for us now.
Oh, well, you could have said that earlier, you silly toads. I was thinking we were done. All right then. Let's put the fong back in the fungi.
Unfortunately, I don't think we have time to stay for the festivities. Give my thanks to the villagers for all their efforts.
Oh, off so soon? Well, you're welcome back any time. After all, you've opened my eyes up to the people around me.
Egg acquired. Let's get out of here. Hey, we're out.
Welcome back, sirs and madams. I trust your expedition was a blinding success.
It was, thank you, in fact. The Fungi Chief's generosity was quite astounding, and he graciously offered us his egg. We even saw a whole new side to Luke and the Professor. Truly, Raymond, it's a pity you weren't there to witness it.
You needn't concern yourself on my behalf, Master. Just like his mother, this young buck only aspires to serve and to serve well.
What was that?
I find there is no greater pleasure in seeing my master's more whimsical side.
Raymond, how?
Ladies and gentlemen, the preparations for our departure are complete. When you wish to leave, simply say the word.
Now he's heard it, I'll have to come up with a new joke.
Professor Layton, Professor Sycamore, I think my memory may be returning.
Are you able to recall something now?
Yes, I can see an arid desert. Here, this entire land used to be a gaping void. The Azran transformed it into a vibrant oasis. That's what the egg is telling me.
You mean the Azran brought this entire jungle into existence?
So it seems, but the rest of my memory is still a haze.
It is truly astounding to discover that the Azran had such an impact on the modern day, on life itself.
Indeed. Well then, shall we set off?
Hey, we are done. Alright, new articles. I should just read those real quick. Alright, murals. A museum exhibit of murals from all over the world is proving to be a roaring success, and many people have been inspired to try their hand at wall art. Lake Cod has seen a string of aircraft crashes as of late, and police are grateful of the efforts of one local resident for her rescue activities. Archaeological analyst of London's Gresham Heller University. The staff responded warmly and enthusiastically. Alright, an explorer who went missing in the jungle has been found alive and well. Apparently he was able to follow an unusual bird call to a hidden village. And a huge new mushroom has been discovered in the jungle. Oddly, it seems this fungus can move rather rapidly and has no desire to be caught. Interesting. I'm not going to be able to really see any of that for the moment, though. Because now, we're going to the next area. Alright. Alright, people! Go! Oh, it seems that our votes are kind of divided. Oh, But one of them got 2, and that was the walled city. So let's go ahead and start with that, I guess. Bum, 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 bum. This appears to be one of the locations marked on the walls of the Azran Dome. Boop.
I feel the power of the Azran resonating. There's surely an aura stone here.
You gotta put a vote up for the 5th time with just one option. Maybe. If Twitch allows me to do that, I might do it just to be funny about it. Well, shall we disembark? We shall. Oh, look at this place. I don't remember this one at all. With any luck, it won't be long until we have the egg in our possession.
In a way, these streets remind me a little of London. And they're much quieter, though. How sure are we that the egg is here again?
In the city of Mosinia sleeps the eternal phoenix, or so the legend goes. There's a bird, there's probably an egg. I wonder if this legend of the phoenix might not be connected to the Azran Riders of the Sky. Not the most scientific theory, but given that the town's enclosed in Azran walls, I'd say it has some merit.
Well, that's good to hear. But where do we start? There's no one around.
Perhaps the city's residents are all indoors. Let's try the nearest house. Damn, those crows picking at that skull, though. I suppose they use this board to post local notices and the like. It's like cows when night falls. Hey! Nobody home? Okay. Hey!
Excuse me, is anybody there? Hello?
Doesn't appear to be anyone home.
All the streets are deserted. It's a little creepy.
Granted, there is something not quite right here. Let's keep moving. Quite odd indeed. Oh, this dead ass reminds me of Labyrinthia. Oh god. Now I'm sad we didn't get to do Layton versus Right. Maybe I'll give it one more try. Maybe I'll give it one more try in the future. Because I still feel bad that we didn't get to do it. Plus, we got over Azran's hiccups. Maybe Phoenix will be the same? I'll have to see.
Professor Sycamore, look! That golden statue looks like a phoenix. You think it's part of the legend?
I very much doubt it. In the eyes of the Azran, even the purest gold was of little worth.
Oh yes, of course. There was a chapter about in Rutleg's ancient histories, wasn't there? Scratch that theory then.
Still not a soul around.
Please, you help me. Get away.
Did you hear that?
It came from over there. Quickly! Wait, which way? Oh, back? Okay.
I thought old people were supposed to be nice. Why won't you help me? Rook, did you hear that? He called us old. Where we come from, that's a crime, you know.
Zip it, Bishop. Boy, let me make something very clear. I'm a perfectly eligible bachelor. I don't like being talked down to. But that's none of your business. You're treading on thin ice, brat. Out of our way before you regret it.
Rook, I reckon that Phoenix bird over there is the egg we're looking for. Let's not waste our time talking to this pipsqueak.
This is why I don't trust grown-ups. Wow, he asked those two for help? He must really be desperate.
Indeed. Shall we offer our assistance? Hey, boy. Excuse me, boy.
Ah, you came from outside the city, didn't you? Please, I really need your help. Everything's gone wrong and I...
Hey, slow down. What is your name, young man?
Ah, sorry. My name's Umid.
Hello there, Umid. My name is Desmond Sycamore, and this is Professor Layton. Would you care to tell us what's wrong?
Well, it's the adults. They're all... One morning my mom wouldn't wake up. I shook her and shook her, but I couldn't get more than a few mumbles out of her. And the other grown-ups are exactly the same. They're all just lying there, sleeping. And they have been for a whole week.
A whole week? How bizarre. So every adult in the city is currently in a sort of coma.
I know it's hard to believe, but please, come to my house. You can see for yourself. It's just over here. Come on. Maybe you grown-ups will think of a way to wake her up.
Sure, why not? Boop. The woman in bed would be your mother, I presume.
Yeah, it seems like she's been like this for ages.
Aw, heck.
I don't know what to do.
Well, her pulse is steady and her breathing seems normal. I don't believe she's in any immediate danger. A dumb joke? Sure. I'm always ready. You don't know what caused to end up in this state?
If I did, I wouldn't be asking you. She doesn't respond to a single thing I say. No one can do anything. I can't handle this anymore.
A most curious phenomenon.
The only thing I can think of is, well, it's an old Mosinian legend. The story goes that long ago, a mighty phoenix with healing powers swooped down on Mosinia and made it her home. She would slumber for months, even years at a time. When she was awoken, tears of joy would stream from her eyes. Those tears were said to cure any illness. People of the city collected the tears and used them to heal the sick. So, if I can find the phoenix and wake her up, maybe her tears will help the grown-ups wake up too. Look, you might not believe it, but I don't have any other choice. Actually, it's often the case that legends have some vestige of truth to them. There may be a chance such a thing exists. It's the only hope I have left. I'll do whatever it takes, please. If you promise to help me, I'll guide you through the city. I'll show you anything you want.
Sure thing. Azran traditions remain strong in Mosinia, but the entire adult population of the town is fast asleep. It seems a phoenix tears would rouse the locals from their slumber, but does such a mythical creature even exist? Why is it that only the adults are asleep, I wonder? Well, I hate to cut it here because I did want to do a little bit more, but it is getting to be about that time. So I think I will, in fact, cut it here instead of running over for today. I might do a stream tomorrow to make up for it. We'll see. I know I don't owe anyone anything or something like that, but, you know, if I feel like it, I might. But for now, I think I am going to call it. So thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. Thank you for watching the show. And I will see you all next time.